Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel'sIrishPubs.com. Time for another movie review. Again, going deep in the vault of movies. This one's called Leatherface. It is like the ultimate prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's about a young Leatherface who escapes from a mental institution and starts being Leatherface. Stephen Dwarf is in it, so an actor, and Lily Taylor is also in it. You might know her from some things. So we'll see what it's like. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 35% rotten, and IMDb has it at a 5.2. So not very high expectations, but you know me, I'll watch anything. So I'll start watching it, let you know how it's going, and check in a little bit. Alright, hey everybody. Had an opportunity to pause the movie, so I thought I'd do a quick check-in. We're watching Leatherface, and we're at the 42-minute and 12-second mark. The movie's only an hour and 24 minutes long, so it's not that long of a movie. As I mentioned, Leatherface is like the prequel. It's what makes Texas Chainsaw Massacre the Leatherface character. And so what you've learned so far is he obviously comes from a crazy family, and it seems like the mother has a couple of children and a husband, and they have kidnapped somebody who stole their pigs, and they give the kid on his birthday a chainsaw, and then they try and have him kill the guy, but he refuses. Anyway, then they do some other hijinks, and a passerby comes into their barn, and the three of them, the father and the two kids, end up dropping an engine on her. And because of that, they go away to a mental institution. I think the father goes wherever, prison, but the two kids go to, a mental institution for kids, where he grows up, and then 10 years later, they break out of the prison, and that's what's happening right now. They're on the run, or break out of the mental institution, and they're on the run right now. It's labeled as a horror film, and, it's not, so far, it's not gory or anything like that. I mean, it's a little over the top on, they shoot people, and there's blood and stuff like that, but it's not crazy bad. It's not scary or jumpy or anything like that. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting because I want to see where they go with this. They have, right now they're on the run. They have 3 escaped convicts, I guess. And then they have kidnapped a nurse, and then there was a girl with them that broke out as well. So, we'll see where this goes. I'll check in a little bit and see if there's anything else to tell you. And I'll check back with you in a little bit. I have a little bit of a prediction that I don't want to share with you just yet, but maybe at the end I'll give you the spoiler alert and let you pause it. But for right now, I'm going to keep watching. I'll check back in. Alright, see ya. Hey everybody. So, we're at the credits of Leatherface, and when I was watching in the beginning, it was kind of entertaining. I kind of like what they thought of here. I thought it was interesting. So, a little history on me. When I was younger, I was into these types of movies. I saw the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like scary movies. Friday the 13th, Halloween's, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that stuff. I used to watch all of that stuff. I've kind of grown out of them a little bit, but the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a good movie, at least from what I remember. It was very scary. And it was very original, and it's based on a true story, very loosely. I don't know if you know the history of it. It's based on a person named, I think you pronounce it Ed Gein, and there's a movie called Ed Gein too. I think that's the way you say it, but look it up. That movie is a lousy movie, but that's truly who it's based off of, and they really embellish on what he did and everything like that to create Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But again, very scary movie, and the sequels and the remakes of them, they weren't that good. Even the one with Jessica Biel and stuff like that, or Jordana Brewster, or those ones, I've seen them, but they weren't as good as the original. So I thought the original was so good, and I thought this was an interesting concept to see on how he came about, how they developed him in a sense to become the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And in the beginning of this, I thought it was interesting the way that they were doing it. I kind of suspected something throughout the thing, and I'll give it to you in a little bit. But then it got on, and then it got really gruesome. A little American History X piece in there, if you've seen that. A little bit of that, and a little over the top, on that kind of stuff, which you can expect. I thought it was great the way they were just kind of telling the story with a little bit of, death and massacres type stuff. It wasn't over the top, but it gets there, just like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it went downhill for me, and a little over the top on all of that. Overall, I'm probably going to give the film a 5. Interesting in the beginning, but fell off the map at the end. Low budget. Not much more I could say about it. So that's really it. If you're interested in it, go ahead and give it a watch. Now I'm going to give you a quick spoiler. Alright, so if you're listening to me now, you're probably going to forego watching this movie and learn everything there is to know. So, as I said, they escape from some sort of psychiatric ward for youth because of the things that he had done when he was a kid. And they lead you to believe, 3 guys escape. And one of them is a big guy that looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think is Bud, right? Doesn't talk, do anything like that, and he really plays the part. And then there's his friend, Jackson, and then there's another guy who's kind of the ringleader. They lead you to believe the whole time that Bud is the eventual Leatherface. And I kind of thought from the beginning, it's not going to be Bud, it's probably going to be this Jackson guy. And this Jackson guy throughout the movie is a good guy. He's helped protecting the nurse that they've kidnapped, and all that kind of stuff. And then, events happen that make him flip, and then ultimately he's the one who becomes Leatherface. So I thought that was interesting how they were doing that. Even though I figured it out, I thought that's a good concept to make it a little bit more interesting. But then, like I said, it fell off the map for me, and that's what drove it down. But hopefully, if you watch it, hopefully I didn't ruin anything for you. You would have stopped it by now. If you're not going to watch it, you know everything you need to know. That's how Leatherface became Leatherface. So that's it. I don't want to go on too long because it wasn't that good of a movie. But thanks for tuning in. KimmelsIrishPub.com. See you next time.